Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to Social Science online teaching classes from Vishwamanava Residential High School. My dear students, the previous class we have discussed the history part of the lesson Advent of Europeans to India. Advent of Europeans to India. In this lesson, we have discussed the most important concept, that is the trade and commerce relationship India had with Europeans. Then the arrival of Europeans to India for trade. These two most important concepts we have already discussed the previous class. Now, my dear students, before going to start the today's topic, let us recall the previous class. Okay. The previous class we have discussed the trade and commerce relationship India had with Europeans. In this concept, the trade and commerce relationship India had with Europeans we can see since ancient times. In that time, there was a great demand for the Indian spices like pepper, cardamom, ginger, and many other spices in Europe. This trade relationship continued between Europe and other ancient countries. Then, the two most important merchants we can see the Arab merchants and Italian merchants. The Arab merchants had gained monopoly over the ancient trade, and the Italian merchants had gained monopoly over the European trade. Then the whole we can see Constantinople. Constantinople was the center of international business, and the Constantinople it is considered as the gate of European trade. Then we can see fall of Constantinople. The arrival of Europeans to India for trade. In this concept, we can see fall of Constantinople. In the 1453, in the year 1453, the Ottoman Turks has came to power and the Ottoman Turks, they captured the city of Constantinople in the year 1453. That is the major important concept was happened. Then a new sea route to India. Vasco da Gama has came to power. Vasco da Gama, he became the Portuguese sailor. He came to power and he established and he successful discovering a new sea route to India. Discovering a new sea route to India. This route continued to be route of trade between India and Europe for many years. Then Portuguese were the first to re-establish trade between India and Europe. Then after we can discuss the European trade companies. In the European trade companies, we have already discussed the two most important European trade companies, that is Portuguese, another one is Dutch. Portuguese were the first to re-establish trade between India and Europe. Portuguese were the first to reach India and last to leave India. After Vasco da Gama, the important viceroy of the Portuguese has came to power, that is Francisco de Almeida. The Francisco de Almeida, he implemented very important policy, that is blue water policy. After Francisco de Almeida, Alfonso de Albuquerque, he came to power and he is considered as the real founder of Portuguese. And he waged a battle against the Sultans of Bijapur in the year 1510 and he won Goa. Goa became the administrative center of the Portuguese. Then we have already discussed the European Trade Company, that is Dutch. They established United East India Company in the year 1602. Dutch established United East India Company. The main goal, the main intention of the Dutch East India Company, United East India Company, that is business with eastern countries and enter countries. That is the main important goal, main important aim to establish the United East India Company in the year 1602. Then after, we have already discussed the Dutch established warehouses. Warehouses of the Dutch. Dutch established warehouses in Surat, Broch, Combe, Cochin, Nagapattinam, Machilipatnam and Sinsar. These are the warehouses of the Dutch East India Company or United East India Company. Okay, my dear students, in today class we will learn about the another most important concept in the lesson Advent of Europeans to India, that is European trade companies. One is British, another one is French. English and French. Then after English or British, French, then we can see the competition between the English and the French, British and French. In this competition, we can see the three most important wars. First Carnatic War, Second Carnatic War and Third Carnatic War. These points we learn in this class. Okay, my dear students, let's start English or British. Here is more detail about English or British East India Company. In the year 1600, December 31st, Queen Elizabeth issued a royal charter authorizing East India Company to trade with eastern countries for 15 years. The company started the business formally in the year 1613. The Mughal Emperor Jahangir issued a royal permission to English to establish their first warehouse of factory at Surat. My dear students, Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth issued royal charter to East India Company to trade for 15 years. You have keep it in mind, the royal charter. The royal charter, inside that the East India Company what came to India had compulsion to trade with India only about 15 years. That royal charter that was issued December 31st, 1600. December 31st, 1600, royal charter was issued. And very important thing happened when the English or British came to India. At that time, the Mughal Emperor Jahangir gave permission to establish factories in India. So, Mughal Emperor Jahangir issued royal permission to establish factory at Surat. That was a very major thing that benefited for lot for English. And another thing, that is in the year 1617, 1617, Sir Thomas Roe arrived at the court of Jahangir as the royal ambassador from the court of James I. He sought permission from Jahangir to establish factories in other places of Mughal Empire. British or English established factories in Agra, Ahmedabad and Bhuj. My dear students, another thing is happened that Sir Thomas Roe. Sir Thomas Roe arrived Jahangir court in the year 1617. Sir Thomas Roe arrived Jahangir court in the year 1617 by James I, England, and he also got permission to establish factories at Agra, Ahmedabad and Bhuj. So, these are very initial places to permission to establish the trading centers of a new business. Understand? And very important to think that happened English or British took Madras. In the year 1639, the British took Madras from the king of Chandragiri and established a strong fort named St. George Fort. Later, Charles II, the Prince of England, gave Bombay as an annual rent of £10 a year to East India Company in the year 1668. Very important thing that British took Madras from Chandragiri kings and established St. George Fort. So remember Madras St. George Fort. How it was built? Fort thereby captured in the place Madras from the Chandragiri. First, so remember Madras there is a St. George Fort. So remember Madras there is a St. George Fort. And more important thing, had the Bombay came to English or British because of Charles II. The Charles II at that time the Prince of England. He became the Prince of England. Gave Bombay to East India Company in the year 1668. Understand? In the year 1668, Bombay to East India Company for an annual rent of £10. So, because of Charles II, the Prince of England, he gave on Bombay to East India Company, so it came under the control of British. Then, later, in the year 1690, the British or English purchased three villages. Purchased three villages like Sutanuti, Kalikata and Govindapura on the banks of Hooghly River and built Fort William. Another one thing, how the Fort William was built. It is a very major thing. How the Fort William was built. British purchased the three villages around Calcutta, particularly Govindapura, Sutanuti and Kalikata. These are the villages around present we can see West Bengal. By capturing all these villages, the Fort William was established. Understand? Then, 17th century, the British had established presidencies. Bombay, Madras and Calcutta as the center of their presidencies. By the later part of the 18th century, the British made Calcutta as the capital city. Keep it in mind, Calcutta as the capital city. And they implemented their own civil and criminal procedure codes in the area that were under the control. In 17th century, Bombay, Madras and Calcutta became very important administrative centers. Bombay, Madras and Calcutta, these are the presidencies, very important administrative centers. Very important initial places, Bombay, Madras and Calcutta captured by East India Company. Then by the later part of the 18th century, the British made Calcutta as their capital city. Calcutta became the capital city of the British East India Company. Understand? And one more important thing that we are going to discuss about, that is French or French East India Company. So, here more detail. French or French East India, French from French East India Company. French first factory started at Surat in the year 1668. In 1674, the French took place Valikandapuram from a local Muslim official, developed it as a major trade center. Then that trade is Pondicherry. Dupleix, who arrived in Pondicherry as the Governor General of French, had the high ambitions of establishing French as the major power in South India. My dear students, French first factory started at Surat in the year 1668. And some other places like Machilipatnam, Chandranagar, Mahi, Karikalu, Kasim Bazar, Balasur. These are the factories established French East India Company. French East India Company started as a government-owned company in the year 1664. It is first started the factory in Surat in the year 1668. By the later part, they established its factories in Machilipatnam, Chandranagar, Mahi, Karikalu, Kasim Bazar, Balasur. Understand? Then, in the year 1674, the French took place Valikandapuram from a local Muslim official, developed it as a major trade center. And their administrative center was Pondicherry. Pondicherry became the administrative center of the French East India Company. And Dupleix was the very important Governor General in the belonged to the French. Dupleix became the Governor General of French East India Company. This ambition led to Carnatic Wars with the English. And we know very important thing, we focus on that is the competition between French and British. The competition between the French and British. The Portuguese and Dutch had withdrawn from India, unable to withstand the competition from French and English by the 18th century. My dear students, we know very important thing we focus on, that is the competition between French and British. So, in this particular concept, we're going to discuss about the three most important wars. The three most important wars we can see: first Carnatic War, second Carnatic War, and third Carnatic War. Let us discuss one by one. The first Carnatic War. First Carnatic War. Let's start. First Carnatic War. On the request of Dupleix, La Bourdonnais, a French military leader from a Mauritius, invaded Madras and captured it. First Carnatic War was started in the year 1764 to 1748. 1746 to 1748. In that time, the first Carnatic War was started, 1746. Basically, we have to understand that what is the meaning of Carnatic. What is the meaning of Carnatic? Carnatic means, Carnatic it is the region very close to Tamil Nadu coast in early days in the 18th century is called as Carnatic. Carnatic was basically a region on the coast of Tamil Nadu, so the British and French usually completed a large captured Carnatics. So that we usually call these wars on as its Carnatics. These wars are called as Carnatic Wars. Understand? The first Carnatic War, that is 1746 to 1748. So, Madras was captured by La Bourdonnais. La Bourdonnais, a military leader of Mauritius, on the request of Dupleix. Understand? First Carnatic War, that is started in the year 1746 to 1748. So, Madras was captured by La Bourdonnais on the request of Dupleix. Because of the Dupleix order, La Bourdonnais, he was a military leader of Mauritius. He attacked off Madras. When the La Bourdonnais, the leader of Mauritius, attacked on Madras, the helpless British request the help of Anwaruddin, the Nawab of Carnatic. The British request to the help of Anwaruddin, the Nawab of Carnatic, for support. The British request the help of Anwaruddin, the Carnatic Nawab, when the La Bourdonnais took money from the British and returned Madras and went back to Mauritius. In that time, La Bourdonnais attacked on Madras. The Carnatic Nawab was Anwaruddin. Carnatic Nawab at that time, Anwaruddin became the Nawab of Carnatic. So, keep it in mind, Anwaruddin. He was the Nawab of first Carnatic War at the time of La Bourdonnais attack. Understand? Finally, the first Carnatic War ended Europe between French and English. Finally, this war ended with the treaty in Europe between French and British. The treaty is called as Aix-la-Chapelle. Aix-la-Chapelle, it is the treaty of First Carnatic War. The First Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle. Understand? Then we discuss the Second Carnatic War. Another one thing, that Second Carnatic War. The Second Carnatic War was started in the year 1749 to 1754. 1749 to 1754, in that year between, the Second Carnatic War was started. Here what happened, usually all Carnatic wars between French and British. So here also the First Carnatic War, Second Carnatic War and Third Carnatic War, usually we can see it is the competition between the French and British. Let's start the Second Carnatic War. The Second Carnatic War was started in the year 1749 to 1754. In the changed circumstances, the French made Salabat Jung, another son of Asif Jah, as the Nizam of Hyderabad. An officer named Bussi was in Hyderabad for his protection by French. Then in Carnatic, Chanda Sahib was the Nawab with the help of French. Then Robert Clive of East India Company attacked Arcot, the capital of Carnatic. My dear students, French made Salabat Jung. Who was Salabat Jung? He was the son of Asif Jah. Salabat Jung, he was the son of Asif Jah. Asif Jah, the Nizam of Hyderabad, his son was Salabat Jung. Salabat Jung, French made Salabat Jung, the son of Asif Jah, as the Nizam of Hyderabad. Understand? So, when Salabat Jung was Nizam of Hyderabad, since he was a minor, Bussi was appointed to protector. So, Bussi was the protector to establish Salabat Jung, son of Asif Jah, Nizam of Hyderabad. So, one more thing. Chanda Sahib. Chanda Sahib was Nawab of Carnatic with the support of French. Chanda Sahib defeated Robert Clive. Robert Clive, he belonged to the East India Company, British East India Company, Robert Clive. Chanda Sahib defeated Robert Clive and took Arcot, the capital of Carnatic. The capital of Carnatic, that is Arcot. Chanda Sahib defeated Robert Clive and took Arcot, the capital of Carnatic. Understand? And one more thing, English made Muhammad Ali as the Nawab of Carnatic. Then the war was ended with the Pondicherry Treaty. The Second Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Pondicherry. Keep it in mind, very important, Pondicherry. First Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle. The Second Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Pondicherry. Now, the another most important war was happened, that is Third Carnatic War. Third Carnatic War we are going to discuss, that was started in the year 1756 to 1763. 1756 to 1763, the Third Carnatic War was started. Here, Comte de Lally of French attempt to besiege Vandy was in the year 1760. Sir I Court of English army defeated the French. In this war, we can see the two most important commander, that is Comte de Lally and Sir I Court. In the Third Carnatic War was started 1756 to 1763. The two most important commanders, the two most very famous commanders, we can see Comte de Lally and Sir I Court. Basically, this war built in Comte de Lally and another one is Sir I Court. Sir I Court and Comte de Lally, these are the two most important commander. Understand? Sir I Court was English commander or British commander and Comte de Lally was a French commander. Basically, the First Carnatic War and Second Carnatic War and Third Carnatic War was a fight between the British and another side the French. Sir I Court was a English commander and Comte de Lally was a French commander. So, Comte de Lally he captured by 1760 and Sir Thomas Roe Court defeated by French and Bussy was the jail. Basically, Sir I Court attacked Pondicherry and Comte de Lally had surrendered unconditionally in the year 1761. Sir I Court was the English commander and Comte de Lally was a French commander. So, Comte de Lally he captured by the place in the year 1760 and Sir I Court defeated by French. Comte de Lally he captured the place that is Vandy Wash. Vandy Wash captured by Comte de Lally in the year 1760 and Sir I Court defeated by French and Bussy he was a jail. Sir I Court attacked Pondicherry. Sir I Court attacked Pondicherry and captured it. So, totally we can see the Third Carnatic War, French lost all places in India. French had lost all places in India. This war was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Paris. French had lost all their bases in the India due to Carnatic Wars. The Third Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Paris in the year 1763. 1763, the Third Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Paris. Understand? My dear students, in this class, we have learned First Carnatic War, Second Carnatic War, Third Carnatic War. In the First Carnatic War was started 1746 to 1748. The First Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle, very important. Then the Second Carnatic War was started 1749 to 1754. In Second Carnatic War, the various changes circumstances, French made Salabat Jung. Asif Jah has Salabat Jung, the son of Asif Jah. He became the Nizam of Hyderabad. Then the Chanda Sahib was the Nawab with the help of French. Robert Clive of East India Company attacked Arcot. Arcot became the capital city of Carnatics. The Second Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Pondicherry. Then we can see the Third Carnatic War. The Third Carnatic War was started 1756 to 1763. The two most important commanders, that is Sir Eycourt and Comte de Lally. Sir Eycourt and Comte de Lally, the two most important commanders in the Third Carnatic War. Comte de Lally and Sir Eycourt. Sir Eycourt was an English commander and Comte de Lally was a French commander. Comte de Lally, he captured Vendevache in the year 1760 and Sir Eycourt defeated by French. Then the Third Carnatic War was ended with the treaty, that is Treaty of Paris in the year 1763. These are the detail of Carnatic Wars. Okay, my dear students, in this class we have learned the European trading companies, English or British East India Company, French East India Company. Then after the competition between British and French, the competition between British and French, we can see the three most important wars: First Carnatic War, Second Carnatic War and Third Carnatic Wars. The next class we discuss the British rule in India. In the British rule in India, we can see the two most important battles, Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar and dual government system. Okay, my dear students, thank you.